let's spend our remaining time with you checking my work. So many folks out there may not know, and I'll admit this, Chris, I don't even know if you guys know this, but whenever I come up with my top 5 lists every now and then, I'll float it by Daniel to see if I'm okay. You know, my work is checked. Like I make sure that I get a red pencil from Daniel Jeremiah first. That's how much I respect and adore you, DJ, as I run these things by you first. I don't think I did this, though. So I came up with a list of my top 5 items that I've talked myself into believing prior to the NFL season on this program.
Ooh,
okay. And you tell me if I'm right. Do you have them, Mike Hoskins? Do you have them ready for me here? Okay, put up the first one if you don't mind. Number 5 is Baker Mayfield has played his last down for the Browns. He is not going to play another down for them, regardless of what happens with Deshaun Watson. What do you think?
Well, can we go through all of them? So if you, as Brockman knows, he's a big baseball card guy. If you send in a card to get graded, and it's like PSA 10 or PSA 9, like what kind of shape is it? So I'm writing down your stuff here, and then I'm going to give you the DJ graded number.
That's number 5.
All 5, then I'll give you the grade.
Okay, very good. I appreciate you doing that. Nice. Here's number 4. Number 4 on the list. There is zero pressure on Aaron Rodgers this season. Keep on hearing over and over and over again that he's got pressure on him. He's one of the quarterbacks with the most pressure on him. I'm like, there's zero pressure on Aaron Rodgers this season. The guy has back-to-back MVPs. I know there's no Devontae Adams, but I think his place in his mind is secure. Of course, he'd like another ring, but he's cool. And that's my opinion on that. Number 3 on the list, the Cowboys have absolutely taken a step back this year. I do not believe that they are improved. They might not even win their division. I think the Cowboys have absolutely taken a step back this year. Number 2 on the list, I'm really going down. The 49ers are Trey Lance's team now, okay? Like the whole business that Jimmy G's still there, it's because he's hurt. Not any insurance that Lance may not be ready. The Niners are ready to finally live and die with every snap with this kid and get him ready. That's number 2. And then number 1 is the Raiders are going to win the AFC West. I like Devontae there. I think Josh McDaniels being there with this new offense. We just talked to Waller yesterday, who says that if Adams is double covered, there's him, and then there's Renfro in the middle of the field spinning around, making people look foolish, he said. And I like Chandler Jones being added. Daniel Jeremiah, I've now given you all 5. What do you think?
Okay. We're going to start with the first one, Baker, done in Cleveland. I had initially a DJ graded 10, which is a perfect condition, but I've dropped it down to a 9.
Okay.
Just for the sake, if an announcement were to come, in the next couple days that it was a full year, maybe that causes them to reconnect for the better of both parties, and they could just kind of give him, this year, and he would be okay with that. I don't see any scenario if Deshaun is just suspended 6, 8, 10, 12. If he's going to be there and play a football game this year, I don't see any chance that Baker Mayfield's going to want to be a part of that. So the only way I would say it's possible is if it's a full year suspension or a full year plus, and Baker says, okay, it's just I'll suck it up and come in here and do this. So I give that a 9. No pressure on Rodgers. I'm going to grade that as an 8. I agree with you from the standpoint of, you take the receiver out. He's about as chill as it gets when you see him in the golf event the other day. He is a very relaxed dude. He does not have the appearance of somebody that's under pressure. But I think once they find their way into the tournament and then the talk starts again about the Super Bowls he hasn't won, I think he could get maybe a tiny bit of pressure. So I'm with you up to the level of 8. Also a level of 8 on the Cowboys, taking a step back. I would say I don't know that they're better. I don't know that they're going to be a ton worse. So I think they're kind of a neutral. But I'm going to give you an 8 on that one. I think some of those young pieces, when you look at Parsons, is only scratching the surface, which is scary. Diggs, they're going to take the football away. So I'm going to say 8 on that one. The 10 is Trey Lance's team. I am going to give you a 10 on that one.
Oh, baby.
100% it's his team.
Right.
It's go time for him.
Yeah.
I don't know, by the way, I didn't know it's so weird to me that so many people that have not been to a 49ers practice on the outside have lobbed criticism that they're assuming because we haven't heard this, that, or the other, that he's not ready and that he's not any good.
Right.
Never has so much been made without any eye contact of what's going on in San Francisco.
1,000,000%. Yes, I'm with you. No, you don't digress. You are actually spot on giving me 10 out of 10 on that. Okay. So what about number 1, Mr. Charger? Well, I understand that, but I know who I'm talking to.
I mean, I'll be honest with you, Rich.
Yes.
In my inbox this morning was my updated 2-year contract with the Chargers. Full disclosure, okay? Full disclosure. I cannot go over a 7 until the ink is dry. So that's as high as I can go with a 7 with the Raiders.
Full disclosure. I love it. I love it. So the Cowboys, you think that they're – come on, man. I mean, Gallup is hurt. Cedric Wilson was terrific for them last year. He's gone, right? I mean, the offensive line, did they improve it? Did they actually improve that thing for them?
Tyler Smith's a good player. He's going to play guard. I think there'll be an adjustment period there.
Right.
I think it's, you got the old guys. How's their health?
Randy Gregory's gone. Randy Gregory's gone. Like they have not improved. And then Jerry Jones says Sean Payton, it's just a bunch of air. There's no there, right? There's none. That McCarthy is absolutely equipped to win the Super Bowl this year. It just seems there's always something.
Let me give you the so you gave a very compelling case of why it's going to take a step back. Let me make the case for why it could at least be as good as it was last year. CeeDee Lamb's a freak show. So he's a legit number one receiver. You look at Dak being a little healthier. That should help with him coming forward. I think when you look on the defensive side of the ball, this is a name – we didn't talk about it much because there was some major off-the-field stuff, but Sam Williams, the pass rusher they took out of Ole Miss, Rich,
right.
He would have been a top 20 pick if he didn't have a litany of issues off the field. So the talent is there. So I think you'll see him have an impact. And I think, when you look at the potential of having a Pro Bowl quarterback and maybe – I don't know. Is there a more dynamic defensive player, more versatile player in the NFL right now than Micah Parsons? Like he's a star, and they've got a coordinator in Dan Quinn, who I think is as good a defensive coordinator as we have. You've got continuity with Kellen Moore on the offensive side. I just have a hard time seeing them taking a major step back.